struggle I faced before is that because I never studied abroad before and I was pretty unfamiliar with the US classroom and the life here, so I became very introverted and afraid to talk with domestic students, also instructors and staffs. So the way I conquered this difficulty is that I joined our international center and become a volunteer. So I found IC provides me many opportunities to talk with interns, staffs, and other volunteers. So at the first time, I was afraid to talk during meeting time, but I was trying to learn the way that people communicate with others and started to mimic them. So like their behaviors and sentences. Since there is still a cultural difference between the way of communication in China and America, IC helps me to better adjust my life in UC Irvine. I found that I belong to IC family because here is a great platform for me to show my self-value. By volunteering in my events and programs, my experience might have a huge impact on other students, and help them to better adjust to US life. So the piece of advice I want to say is that don't be afraid of making mistakes. Our university life provides the greatest time for us to learn through mistakes.
So, as a shy introverted person, some struggles I have experienced definitely include shying away from leadership opportunities just because I may not feel comfortable regarding going to socially crowded places with people I don't know. So, in order to overcome this, like a lot of things I did really include challenging myself to be doing things that I may not feel comfortable to be doing from the very beginning, such as going to professor office hours or applying for positions that might require public speaking skills. So just by doing those things and taking all those baby steps, I feel more and more confident regarding who I am as a person, what I'm capable of doing, as well as managing all sorts of social situations. So throughout this journey, like one highlight I really want to mention is joining UCI International Center in my third year of college. So, to be completely honest here, I have a lot of insecurities regarding myself and will constantly worry about what others may think of me. Are they gonna like me, not like me? Are they gonna be judgmental of me? And also, as an international student who came into UCI, which y'all know UCI is a really big school. And sometimes this her background and also adds onto my social anxiety. For instance, I could be overly self-conscious regarding the way I speak English, having an accent, things like this. So throughout this process, like I see not only helped me, like provided me with this loving, caring, supportive environment where I can really build and develop my leadership skills. I was also able to build and make a lot of long-lasting relationships here, which is something I'm really grateful for. So in terms of finding a community, I really want to say at the end of the day, you'll be find a group of people who like you the way you are. And you definitely don't need to change any aspects of yourself just in order to fit into a certain community. And I guess my last piece of advice is don't be afraid to try things, but also please remember where you are doing those things, there could be rejections or outcomes that you may not have hoped for. But to be honest, that's really okay because when I'm looking back at my journey, I'm really proud of myself for trying all those things, whether I did get the position or not, because otherwise I would just be limiting myself to a small portion of things I think I'm capable of doing. And also regardless, I think all of us are more capable than we think we are. So I really hope that you all can feel somewhat encouraged after watching this, and have a great day.
Hi everyone, my name is George, and I'd like to share a bit about my experience being an international student at UCI and also a volunteer at International Center. So I used to be a very introverted person, always struggle with interacting with others and meeting strangers, and public speaking were intimidating to me, especially that I'm in the US and English is not my first language. But I am lucky enough to come to know IC, and I became a volunteer there. And IC is really a welcoming and inclusive place where people treat you as friends, and they respect you even they don't know you that much. And throughout my volunteering experience, I come to notice a common thing about people at IC, which is the cultural confidence. Everyone's really just so excited to share about their own culture, and that really shocked me because I used to think that since I'm in the US, I need to be American. I try to talk like American. I try to act like American. But then I realized that that's not necessary. I can just be myself, and I don't have to act like American. I can just be who I am, and everyone can just be their self, which is beautiful. It's beautiful that everyone can just be themselves, and that realization really inspired me and really make me more confident in the sense that I'm more willing and more comfortable sharing my own thoughts and express myself in different occasions, and that really changed me a lot, and it's made me a different person in a sense. So to whoever's watching this, my advice to you is that be proud of who you are, who you are from, and to see the beauty of diversity and really embrace this diversity with an open mind. Thank you.
Stepping out of your comfort zone can seem really intimidating and nerve-wracking at first. As an introverted person, I have so many struggles with public speaking and being in big groups of people, but that was one of my main barriers coming to UCI. On top of being a first-generation college student, there was this big culture shock where I didn't know if I belonged here, and I was kind of scared to do something out of my comfort zone. But as time went on, I realized that maybe I should take risks, and maybe these risks will lead me to something great and something I thought I'd never experience. And it turns out I was right, because I ended up being a part of the International Center, which, if you ask me, I would have never imagined myself here. And it was one of my first steps in being a student leader. And I pat myself on the back every single day for taking the risk and applying and going through the interviews. So one piece of advice I would give to you all is, if you're someone like me on the introverted side, on the shy side, is to take more risks and don't be discouraged by no's, to always keep trying, and keep in mind that what is meant for you will be for you. And you can open so many opportunities by just saying yes to more things. It's truly life-changing, and just remember to always stay true to yourself. You never have to pretend to be someone you're not. I'm here as an introverted person, a student leader, and I've gained so many skills along the way. So I wish everyone the best of luck in your future endeavors, and don't forget to not be scared and take risks, because the best things come out of taking risks.